Welcome back to Dark Corner's Lockdown, reviews of streamable horror to get you through the lockdown. Things being the way they are, you don't necessarily want anything too taxing to watch, so today we're on Netflix looking at 47 Meters Down, Uncaged, which has its faults, but being taxing is not one of them.
Bring your bikini!
This is the sequel to 47 Meters Down, which I haven't seen, but as far as I can tell, the only reference to the first film is the word uncaged in the title, which makes no sense unless you're familiar with the first film, which is a weird decision.
Well, I am sorry I'm out tomorrow, but the sharks are going to be really cool.
Anyway, stepsisters Mia and Sasha, along with their school friends Alexa and Nicole, go cave diving in Mexico.
Cave diving is dangerous.
In a flooded underground Mayan temple they know about through Mia and Sasha's archaeologist stepfather. Up to this point, there's some slightly clumsy foreshadowing of the character story.
Dude, your sister is so lame.
Some very obvious foreshadowing of survival techniques.
Run out of air in a cave and your last chance is sucking the air from those.
A bit of teenage frolicking and wisecracking banter to barely differentiate our four heroines.
Sasha, you could barely get your ass through there.
Shut up, Nicole. At least I have an ass.
But once they're underground, stuff gets silly. The screaming fish precipitates a temple collapse, trapping the girls.
Gosh, we're trapped! There has to be a way out!
And then the shark looks pretty good, and notice their eyes. These are a subspecies of cave-based great white.
It looked blind!
Like the tetrafish.
Incidentally, the girls can talk to each other because of the design of their masks, but I'm not sure how they hear each other because they don't seem to have anything in or over their ears.
Guys, did you see that? I think I saw something move.
There's nothing down here, Nicole.
From here on, the plot describes the typical rises and falls you'd expect from this scenario.
We're going to die down here.
And it does a pretty decent job of alternating tension, suspense, and action. With a little bit of characterful discovery along the way.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Now, sharksploitation has been one of the most unexpected and, from where I'm sitting, one of the most inexplicable genre rises in horror. And as I write this, I have just discovered that my spell checker recognises sharksploitation. This sits about mid-table, adding claustrophobia and the ticking timers of their oxygen supply to the usual scares.
Mine's at 100%.
And no matter how narrow the tunnels get, the sharks are somehow always there. It ain't Jaws, but it's also not Sharknado. The effects are way better, and while it does get progressively more laughable, especially at the end, it doesn't have that knowing stupidity of the Sharknado films. People were trying here. I wouldn't pay to see it, but this is a decent lockdown movie. Something you can just stick on, and if you miss 5 minutes to make a cup of tea, it won't matter.
Hey, it's gonna be fun, okay?
Thanks for watching. We're back every Wednesday and Friday while the lockdown lasts. Have you seen either of the 47 Meters Down films? What was your take on them? Let us know in the comments below.